Hello and welcome back to Shelf Centered. This is Bryce and we're ready to get some centered here. So get your shelves centered, all right? All right, today I wanted to do the mid-year book Freakout Tag. This is a great tag because it's really good kind of summary of what's been going on up to this point. I will still do kind of my top books of the year so far, so look forward to that video coming soon. I stole the questions and everything from Johanna, so I'm going to pretend like she tagged me as if I were that cool. But anyway, go subscribe to her if you haven't already, which you probably have because she's really cool and does great videos. All right, I'll just jump right into it as we do. So first question is favorite read of 2022. I'm including anything, reread, whatever, just because it's all free game right now. I'm doing a big, huge Stormlight kind of reread/read, and because it's kind of really a full read for the first time, even though I did read with Kings, I'm going to include it anyway. It's not really fair. Favorite read so far is The Way of Kings. I have not quite. I'm literally days away from finishing Words of Radiance, so that could very well beat it out, but I'm filming the video now, so that has to wait till the end of the year, I guess, because it's probably going to. But this is seriously, rereading it is so much better even somehow. Loved it. Definitely favorite for the year so far. Best sequel that you have read. I'm going with, this could be a number, but of books I've read so far. Mad Ship was definitely in the running. Live Ship Traders #2, I think, is my favorite in that trilogy. But anyway, that's kind of a cheater. I did write down Uncrowned. This is Cradle #7. Yeah, #7. I just thought the whole Cradle series just went to another level of just insanity, and I love it. I can't get enough of that series. It's so much fun. New release you haven't read yet but want to. So this is, I'm gonna go with this one. It's mostly because the author is someone I haven't read yet, and I need to read literally so much more before I can even get to this new release, but it doesn't change the fact that I really want to read this. It's The Hunger of the Gods. This just, it looks so cool. I don't have it yet even because I have, what is it, the first book in that first series. It's not Ruin, it is Wrath or Ruin or one of those. John Gwynne, I need to get on the John Gwynne bandwagon. Those covers alone are to die for, so I want to read some more. All right, my most anticipated release for the second half of the year, I think this is one of them, but In the Shadow of Lightning by Brian McClellan was going to be it, but reviewers I really trust, like Treebeard, have given it less than stellar reviews, so I'm a little concerned. I've just found out Alan from the Library of Alexandria is just ho-hum about Brian McClellan. I'm rethinking my whole life when it comes to Brian McClellan, because I love the Powder Mage series, or the trilogy, and then I have his next trilogy up, of course, as usual, and he became an auto-buy author, so I'm a little concerned about these developments, but it has been like 10 years since I read them, so I don't know. But, so, having said that, I'm really going with Stephen King's Fairy Tale. Really interested to see what he has cooking here. I absolutely loved the Billy whatever. Absolutely loved it. The assassin story. Gosh, I can't. Anyway, I'll put it up, of course. But I loved it, and I think he's still got it. He's still nailing it. I felt like there was a lot of kind of 11/22/63 in that story, which is again another newer book by King that he just knocked out of the park. He's still got it. He's still nailing it. So I am with it. So anyway, Fairy Tale, I'm hoping it's going to be good too. Can't wait. All right, my biggest disappointment for the year, at least so far, and I think I might have known this going into it, but it was Dune Messiah. I still have to come up with a review for it. I just haven't been able to put it into more words than it was kind of more of Dune, but then also less of Dune, if that makes sense. There's just, it takes it into like a little bit different direction, and just, I didn't. It's a little more contemplative, I think, less action, but I mean, even that isn't really it. It's I think what got me in the first book is really getting introduced to the Fremen, to this world that's really interesting and well thought out, and is its own thing, just dedicated to water. And that is such a new concept type thing. I almost wonder if can it even live up to that? I mean, now that we're into it, we know what's going on with the Fremen, at least to some large degree, based on Dune. So it's not like you can introduce that again. Anyway, I hear the next book is even better, so we're definitely sticking it out. But I struggled. It was still, I think, what I'd give it, like a 6 out of 10. So it's not terrible. It said most disappointed. I had bigger expectations than that. Biggest surprise, this one got me, and I have to say, it really did. It did surprise me, and just because I didn't know what to expect, I guess. And I actually didn't even know it would be urban fantasy, to be honest, and then it was, and that surprised me alone. But then how much I really liked it, definitely a big surprise. So I'm gonna go with Chaos Reigns, Oath Broken by Jared Smith. Just a really fun, like the humor's fun, and then a cool little just kind of magic system in an urban fantasy type environment. Lots of good witty repartee, short and sweet, lots of things going for it. Can't wait for more. And I understand from Jared, I think, that we might have something coming up, so I'm really excited. But I don't know if that's the news that he wanted me to give. Favorite new author, or at least new author to you, that's where I'm going with, is that end of it. Fonda Lee with Jade City just blew my mind. I could have been, biggest surprise could have been Jade City as well, but I figured I'd break this up a little bit. But Fonda Lee has been my biggest surprise this year because I really, really loved Jade City. I can't get enough. I need to fit Jade War into my TBR that I keep pushing it off on, but it is so good. And it kind of goes into the next one. Newest favorite character would be Hilo from Jade City, because just a wild card, but with heart and love and loyalty, but also not willing to just throw down. And man, what a cool character. And just, I think Fonda Lee is so brilliant. I still can't believe that this was a debut work. Like, it's just insane and unfathomable to me. Inconceivable, as I just read As You Wish. Anyway, hats off to Fonda Lee, but definitely favorite new author. That was an easy one. Book that made you cry. I can't quite say I outright cried, but I got the closest to crying with the sentimentality and everything for Ship of Destiny, the last book in the Life Ship Traders. Just, these are some thick chonkers. You really get to know these characters, and rarely does an author do characters better than Robin Hobb. And so when you're finishing a book with these characters, knowing, I'm pretty sure I've heard that you don't really visit them for a while at least. It's hard to let them go, but also they go through some stuff. Robin Hobb doesn't let up for a while. So definitely Ship of Destiny. That was it. Killed me. All right, book that made you happy. This is one that I was just so happy to jump back into finally. I'd waited way too long. This is what happens to me being a mood reader. And I was also kind of waiting for the series to get finished, which it now is mostly finished. It's in like the editing stage. The book has been written at least. Oh, what we would give to have that on some of these authors we love. But this one's it. This one just made me happy. As tragic as some of the events are in the book, but Grand Conspiracy by Janny Wirtz is so brilliant. I was so happy to just be reading it again. Janny Wirtz's prose, her characters are just, they're second to none, maybe except for Robin Hobb, as I was just talking about, but just so brilliant and so good to be back in with those characters. And what's crazy is it had been a while, but it was right back in. I just felt I was home, and that just makes me happy. I'm nostalgic, I guess. All right, most beautiful book you've bought this year. I haven't, and it says or received, but I haven't received it yet. It's a Subterranean Press book. It's the Gardens of the Moon reissue book that I'm still waiting on because there's been all kinds of publication issues with the paper shortages and all that. So, which I understand. I'm not begrudging them by any means. I just want my book because it's going to be so beautiful. I cannot wait. That's the only thing. It's okay though. It can wait. But look how beautiful that thing is. Easily my favorite cover just ever. I love it. Animator Rake is just such a character, and to have him embodied so well in this artwork, easy one for me. But I don't have it yet, so come on. But it does say bought or received. Have not received it. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? We definitely need to read this sucker, Oathbringer, which I'm very excited to read. And this one, Rhythm of War. They're on the reread from Jolene, and so anyway, I'm just having a blast going through the Stormlight Archive now for the first time. Way of Kings was the second time. Words of Radiance is the first. It's nice to see. It's just funny. This is something I remarked in my Wheel of Time, since I took a good 10-year break between reading Lord of Chaos and then, what is it, Crown of Swords? Is that after? Anyway, after book 6 going into book 7, and you have these characters at this one place, and they're just there, and you kind of clearly they made it somewhere else after that, but in your head they haven't yet. And so anyway, it's just this weird funny thing. For me, it's it's finally fun to see them move forward, even though I've known they've moved, they've gone. These chess pieces are all over the place. I don't know, does that make sense at all? But it is nice to see them getting back into it. Me getting back into it, whatever. All right. Favorite post of the year has to do with this. I have to say that it is probably just it's my most popular post. It was dropped in February. It's my Way of Kings review, why you should not read The Way of Kings. I had fun with it, and a lot of people were tricked for them, and you can tell by the drop-off rate when you look at who's viewed it, and it immediately drops off, and I'm like, I don't think you knew that it was a joke. It was a total, whatever you want to call it, spam or bait and switch, you name it. That's definitely what I was doing. I had fun with that one. I had so much fun just coming up with the stupid reasons not to read it, but then the reasons why you got to read it because it's the best. It's so much fun. Anyway, that's my list. That's my mid-year freak out. What are you thinking? What are you freaking out about? What's been your favorite reads? Any of these questions, please answer them for me. I gotta know. I love it. This is what I look forward to every single day. Just getting on, chatting with my friends that I've made through making silly videos. So thank you again, and we will catch you next time. Bye.